could secure a slight advantage over the united opposition in the 2027 race if she successfully inherits Raila Odinga's long-standing political strongholds. Analysis by this paper shows that Ruto currently commands 24 counties with a combined 9.22 million votes, registered voters based on the 2022 voter roll. United opposition, meanwhile, has been given about 15 densely populated counties with 8.43 million votes. Do you agree with that analysis? No. It's been conducted by the Star.
Absolutely no. I don't agree. To me, that's propaganda. I mean, like, by what metric do they measure the... Again, we come to the issue of the average person on the ground. The sentiment of the average person on the ground is that, look, I don't want a further 5-year period of the oppression, the hardship, the economic difficulties that I'm enduring, going through is one thing, enduring is another thing. Mm-hmm. During this period, I cannot tolerate a re-election of this government, at least not with the present economic and social conditions that are prevailing. So you then hear that, President Ruto is commanding this, you have to ask yourself, where do these statistics come from? I mean, like, what were the analysis?
They've listed here 24 counties, and mostly from the Rift Valley.
Yes.
Nyanza, and they say if he inherits Nyanza, places like Kisumu, Siaya, Homa Bay, Migori, places at the coast, Mombasa, Kilifi, Kwale, Tana River, Northeastern, they've given it to him. Interestingly, Kakamega, Vihiga, and Busia from Western Kenya, they've listed under President William Ruto. And places like Narok, Samburu, and Bomet. What do you disagree with there? Probably?
Which is why I say that's speculative, entirely speculative. There have been these forays by DCP, for instance, in Narok, and we will see the by-election there. If Masikonde in Narok, for instance, ends up trumping the opponent, the UDA opponent, of course, then you will have that theorizing by the Star newspaper, saying that Narok is a bedrock of Ruto. I mean, that's not true. Vihiga, I mean, it's the same language. But coming down to the inheritance, as it were, of the political base that was commanded by the deceased Raila Odinga. I mean, that you cannot even guarantee. Why? Because of two things. Number one, the present sort of sentiment of the common person, regardless of the political affiliation, ODM, UDA, DCP, blah, blah, political party, whatever it is like that individual is no longer leaning towards the political party. Remember, the political head of ODM has exited the scene where he could probably say, this is the way we should go, and, the way, not too long ago, his, acolytes were busy saying, Baba says he's, that's not the same case. And so Ruto doesn't have that similar sort of force or influence on the rest of the population, as you would say, Raila had. So for Vihiga, I mean, that's a projection which is too speculative. The Luya people, as it were, you can see, they are on a political ascendancy in the sense that they want their own voice. Even if you don't see the sort of unitary voice that you hear, for instance, in Central, you can see Honorable Natembeya in his own way, unless, of course, then he decides to side with UDA and those murmurs that, he is doing it. In Mombasa, the coast, you heard Honorable Joho, even though he's a CS, and he's never been at the ODM podium, lamenting in the manner that he was lamenting, that, if you push me out, I'm going to make sure that you're out of ODM, and so on and so forth. I think the feeling down there at the coast will gravitate towards their own political party. The way Honorable Kingi has been asserting that, look, it is time that we had our own voice, politically speaking, and you will see, in my humble view, a hemorrhage, a leakage of the ODM, followers, moving from the ODM at the coast either joining the prominent political parties there or maybe forming their own. But as for the strength of the ODM at the coast, for instance, going on as it were with Raila and therefore being an open basket for, as it were, Ruto to inherit, zero. That's not possible. Okay. It's not going to happen.
But we've just been talking about the kind of influence that an incumbent has, even on the voting patterns of a constituency, like bare enough, the kind of money that can be poured there, state machinery and all this. If we look at it that way, even at the national level, the contest might just turn out the same way, that come 2027,